Well, can we start identifying some of these? I photographed quite a few, so can we start off with this cute little Friskies here? So is that about 1953, 54, or how old would you say it is?
I'd say that's probably about right.
And how much do you want for it in hard cold cash today at this show?
What year do you think that is?
50s.
About 52, 53. What would you say? Well, how much do you want for it?
600.
Okay, well, good. And now we go into this one. This is a little harder to photograph, so I don't have as much hope for it, but it's a beautiful piece. And how old would you say? Is this from like the late 30s? Or? Okay, so this is like...
This is very old.
Okay.
An old lithograph.
And so...
1910, somewhere in that area.
Okay, great. And how much do you want for it?
That one's got price on it.
1800.
And so this is the Cascaret's Candy, and this is
regular liver.
So it's good for the bowels. They had a lot of stuff that was good for the bowels back then.
That's right.
And is this kind of thing because it's I mean, it is certainly beautiful, but it, the subject matter makes it kind of funny. Does that kind of add to the value that it's a conversation piece?
Well, actually, I've had this piece hanging in my dining room for quite a long time.
And where people...
It was beautiful in there. Yeah, it was. You have a lovely woman laying there.
Sure, beautifully dressed.
Right. It's interesting because you have to look at it a little bit and read it,
It's a great piece.
Yeah.
So what is the story of an old fort? How much do you want for Old Fort, and how old is Old Fort? I'd be surprised if this one were that old because it's in such perfect condition as nothing is protecting it. Like this one's got the glass, so this one looks like it's been exposed.
3,500.
3,500, and how old is it?
I'm going to say 1940s.
So it's as old as the 1940s, and it stayed in just as perfect. Well, I guess there is some wear on it, but it looks like
the porcelain. This is pretty reminiscent of what the wear, how it happens. It chips.
I see.
Sometimes people shoot bullets at them because these signs were outside for the most part.
Oh, people shot bullets. This kind of looks.
You'll see.
Kind of looks like it has been the target.
Because the target there.
Well,
right there.
because everything. Look, it's just perfect here, and then over here, it's all it's all loused up, and there is a certain uniformity in the size of the.
And they're come by and shoot.
And they're the guy does have a gun, so it's almost a rifle. It's almost kind of inviting.
It is inviting.
Okay, so this is Old Fort. Now, what is old? They're selling feed. Is that right?
Yeah.
This is for like horses and cows and stuff like
Correct.
that. Okay. So, what about this gigantic Koepka sign?
I just got this one.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say that's probably from the 40s as well.
Okay. Well, it looks in great
shape. Then
I see. Well, yes, but
these
look
probably for hanging.
Yeah, these look like legitimate holes.
Yeah, they do. And it's a very heavy piece. It was very hard to lift up and put on here. So
I see
would imagine they could have added a few holes for.
I see, just to keep it up there. And how much did you say you want for it?
This one is $26.50.
Oh, okay. And what about the XI batteries?
Well, that should have a date on it. Actually, that's 1941.
Well, that's pretty specific. And how much do you want for it?
Let's say 600.
Okay. And so now let's move to that Dr. Pepper one that you brought to my attention, and it is certainly a stunning piece. It looks like a Dr. Pepper advertising clock. And how old would you say it is? Is this from the 20s, would you say?
Yeah.
Because it's got the very Art Deco-y look to it.
Right, I'd say in the 20s.
So in the 20s, and how much in hard cold cash would you want for it?
$4,895.
Well, it's a very specific number.
Right.
And I understand that you used to have a shop, and you gave up your shop because you enjoyed the adventures of the road. Is that the right way to put it?
Well, I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your name?
Nona.
Nona. Would you spell Nona just to make sure we get it right?
Nona. N-O-N-A, N as in Nancy, O-N-A, Nona.
Okay, well, surprise. And what is your last name?
Amour, A-M-O-U-R.
Okay. And so, what was the name of your store when you had your store? What city was it in?
It was in, actually it was in Witch Lake, Michigan.
In Witch Lake?
Yeah.
So there's a place called Witch Lake.
Right.
Now, what happens during Halloween? Do they have any special festivities?
They
and
have.
is it like the annual witch? Do
Yes,
they have like the
do.
witch contest?
There's a bunch of women who dress up like witches and travel around the lakes up there.
Now, these women, when they dress like witches, do they look like ugly witches or sexy witches? Because they're just two distinct kinds. There's not much in between. What do they go for?
I would say pretty witches.
Pretty witches, okay. So there was the annual Pretty Witch contest.
They're the good witches of the north.
The Good Witch of the North. Now, what is the formal name of this business?
This is called Northern Collectives.
Northern Collectives. And what city would you say you're out of these days?
Out of Park Falls, Wisconsin.
Park Falls, Wisconsin. And do you have a website or an email address or a phone number or something I can publish in association with this?
Sure, it's Northstar 92664 at AOL.com.
Okay, fantastic.